Hello, this is author Nathaniel Garrett Novosel, and I'm here reading my blog post today 10 Fundamental Truths That Everyone Would Be Happier If They Accepted. Now, this is from my high view count Quora post on the subject of 10 fundamental truths that would make people happier if they accepted. Now, in no particular order, here are the 10 that I would recommend for you. First, it can always be worse. If you appreciate what you have, because someone somewhere sometime has had it some worse than you, um, you'll be better off and have more meaning and fulfillment in your life. Second, it could always be better. Records are meant to be broken. You'll never be done as long as you keep growing, and you can keep chasing perfection without ever having to feel bad about never reaching it. Third, people are different. Not everyone will agree with you. Not everyone will like the same things as you. And not everyone will see things your way given the same information. Accept that, because diversity is what makes life interesting and what makes us more capable as a society. With different strengths and skills, someone who can sing plays that catchy new song for the person who can sew the singer's outfit. With different perspectives and opinions come new ideas and approaches that make society better. The only thing you should be able to agree on is live and let live. That is, try to live together in society without any non-consensual harm. Note, non-consensual harm is a specific term I'm using so that if you both want a box, for example, technically you're consenting to harm, and that's okay because you're both consenting. Next, you will generally stick to what you like. While everyone's different and new experiences are wonderful, you will begin to find and stick with what you like and avoid what you don't like. That's natural. Why in the world would you hang around people you don't like? Wear clothes you don't like. Do a job you don't like. Or eat food you don't like. Life's too short to waste it on being miserable. Go after what you want in life and don't accept what you don't want. Next, perception is reality. While the universe has some absolute unchangeable attributes, such as gravity, most of what we believe and hold true is based on perception, opinion, shared beliefs, or man-made mental societal models. Don't be at the mercy of other people's perception and let it become your reality if you don't like it. And don't force your perception onto other people if it's not in line with their reality. In that sense, you can create your own reality by owning your own property and making it exactly how you want it. And what happens elsewhere is other people's concern and doesn't have to be part of your day-to-day life experience. However, if you do anything involving popularity, it's all about popular opinion versus reality, so do your best to influence it by being great at marketing. Next, your emotions are the signal, not the point. The meaning of life being happiness is one of the biggest misconceptions. Happiness is a signal that you're growing. It's not the point. If it were the point, you could actually just hook up your brain to some electrodes or take drugs and live life in a state of bliss until you died. And by the way, the technology to hook up your brain to electrodes to have you feel pleasure for the rest of your life actually already exists. Today, they've done tests and trials where they've hooked rats and then even humans up to these machines, to these electrodes, and made them feel pure bliss to the point where ethically they had to actually remove the individuals from the machine that they created because they couldn't stop hitting the button and experiencing that bliss. Use your emotions to tell yourself about what you want, what you believe, and the meaning significance of an experience to you, and you will learn what you want to do with your life. And don't hack your emotional feedback system with addictions. It messes up that feedback mechanism and stops you from focusing on healthy, growth enabling experiences that lead to fulfillment. Instead, it's having you chase after pleasures and things of that nature. Next, doing things in the wrong way versus the right way is the difference between pleasure and fulfillment. Lying, cheating, stealing, and putting in a half hearted effort are all examples of activities that feel pleasurable, or at least less difficult, in the moment. However, none of them feel fulfilling. Try cheating to win a trophy and see how it feels when you know you didn't deserve it versus winning it legitimately. There's no comparison, no contest. Next, no one cares more about you than you. You may have loved ones that will take a bullet for you, or fans that know the name of your first grade teacher, but only you care about how you feel about everything, what you think about everything, how you are at every moment of the day, and what you want to accomplish. The same applies to everyone else. So, in the common phrase, put on your oxygen mask before assisting others, selfishness is only bad when it's at someone else's expense. There is nothing wrong with taking care of yourself and doing well for yourself. Anyone telling you in the moment to focus less on yourself is actually saying, focus more on me. And ask yourself, who's the selfish one in that exchange? Next, help is good. Trying to break a twig with two hands is easy. Trying to break a group of 20 twigs with those same two hands is extremely difficult, if not impossible. Support makes you exponentially better. Ask for it and give it whenever you can. If you're afraid to ask for help, you'll greatly limit your potential. If you don't give help, you'll limit others' potential and not have help available when you need it. Finally, you always have a choice. It's best if you minimize the use of "I didn't have a choice" in your speaking and writing. You always have a choice in every situation, even if that choice is to react in a certain way or think in a certain way. You have a choice of whether to comply with orders or not, to stay where you are or to change position or location, or to continue doing what you're doing or stop it. Everything you do, everything you think, everything you place your attention on is a choice. Yes, you might have terrible options with horrible consequences. I acknowledge that. But it is so much better for your long-term mental health if instead of saying, "I didn't have a choice," you said, "My options were one thing and another thing, so I chose the option that you chose." This approach keeps your sense of agency and self-determination so you never succumb to learned helplessness and stop trying to direct your life toward what you want and care about. And for those of you who don't know, learned helplessness is a psychological term referring to a study they did on dogs where they zapped the dogs and the dogs didn't know why or how or when they were getting zapped. And so they just cowered in a corner. Even when those electric shocks stopped, they could have just easily gotten away from them. They just kept taking them because they thought there was nothing they could do to change their situation. So you always want to have that internal locus of control. You always want to have that sense of control over your own destiny. So, those are the 10 fundamental truths that everyone would be happier if they accepted. It could always be worse. It could always be better. People are different. You will generally stick with what you like. Perception is reality. Your emotions are the signal, not the point. Doing things in the wrong way versus the right way is the difference between pleasure and fulfillment. No one cares more about you than you. Help is good, and you always have a choice. Please, if you can, take in those truths and digest them, and hopefully you'll use them to live a happier, more fulfilled life.